here. All right, Marcus. Now this is where you can start rolling.
Then you can click back in. All right. Well, now that you guys have made it through all of that, welcome. Thank y'all. What's up for joining us for another episode of To Each His Own Podcast. Y'all already know what it is. I am Chrissy, bitch.
And it is I, Anna.
And together we are
To Each His Own.
And today we have a very, very special guest. Now, if you've been following us from day one, this guest has hopped on our live once, maybe a couple of times. And he's always good for a good banter. Lord, don't say nothing wrong about the male sex species, okay? Or he is going to go what we call off. Welcome our special guest for today on episode 63. We have Mr. Kenyatta. Yada, how do you want the people to refer to you?
Mr. Let's Talk Love and Life.
Mr. Let's Talk Love and Life. Okay, welcome Mr. Let's Talk Love and Life. Okay?
Yeah.
Come on and bring it in with us. So, thank you for joining us. We wanted you here for a long time.
Yes.
We wasn't sure if we was going to be able to get you. You know, you a busy brother out here in these streets.
I know, I'm sorry. I came rather a little late. My apologies.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was getting your ass out of here. Don't worry. you going here at the beginning. Don't worry. I got you. I covered that part already.
Absolutely.
But this is a long time friend of ours. We met Kenyatta. He was a friend of a friend, and then became a friend of ours. I feel like I like to say we stole him. I like to say we stole him because we did. Like when I grow to like somebody, you know, even if I meet them through another person, I say I stole the person because even if I start being friends with them, I wouldn't start being friends with you.
Right. That's
I'm
what
just saying. That's how it is. So we started this thing a little while back. When we hear our guests, we like for them to tell our audience 3 random facts about themselves.
Random facts about myself.
Yeah, so you can choose whatever it is you want to expose. You know, it's nothing. Don't have to be nothing risque. Or,
Yeah.
You know, it can be something.
I'm keeping it all professional. So
Absolutely, go ahead.
1, I had a singles magazine, national for 2 years.
Okay.
2, I've had a talk show since 2011.
Yes.
And 3, I went to the first HBCU, Lincoln University.
Damn.
Yeah, that's my 3 facts.
Okay, Mr. Lincoln. Okay, we went to the. I'm not going to say the old joke I used to say about Lincoln back in the day. I'm going to just leave that to myself.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. I'm talking about LU.
There you go. See, so you put out that LU. I'm going to keep it to myself. See, here we go. I ain't going to even start. Shout out to the alumni. Thank you. So yes, we've been waiting to have you here for a long time, so we got a few things lined up.
I got your phones. I only put mine. So go ahead.
You can pull your phone out.
This is where we have our.
Just in case I need to go. I need to reference something.
Okay.
All
right now.
Since honestly, you want to reference, go ahead and take it away.
Now we cooking. So since you want to reference, I don't think you're gonna need that, but we want to start with something light. So let's just. So from a male's perspective, what is it that you feel like you would want females to know about guys? Like, what are some misconceptions that you feel like you would want to just be like, you know what, that ain't it. This is really what it is.
About men. Well, one thing I will say is men rate women off character. And I think a lot of women feel that men only rate women on physical. And I think sexually we do.
Okay, yes.
Right? And when we first meet somebody, we're physically attracted to them. But you ever seen a situation where a man keeps a woman around? He might treat her like shit. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I asked that with y'all too.
I'm just saying anything to
say. He might treat a woman like shit.
Right.
And he keeps her around. He might even give her a ring, placeholder, do all these things, and it's like, why are you treating this woman like that? Because he's seen the character in her. He knows she's a good woman. He may not be ready for her.
Right.
But he knows exactly who he chose.
Yep.
Now, he want to keep her around until he gets to where she's at. But men know when they got a good woman by their side. I think that's a little bit different between men and women. I think men rate off of character, women rate off of something else. But men definitely look at the character in a woman. And you might see a lot of women treat men like shit, but that's just because a lot of men just don't know who they are. But for the most part, we look at character of a woman. What she's going for is the great person she is, if she's genuine and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I think women don't really understand that part. The second thing is, you said 3, right? Yeah. The second thing is, I feel that men are afraid of commitment. A lot of women feel like men are afraid of commitment. I think that men have a hard time being ready.
Okay.
And that's when people be like, oh, I can't, let me get to this point, let me get to that point financially let me get here, got to get there, because it's all about being ready. It's not about being afraid of commitment.
Gotcha.
A lot of women feel like men are afraid of commitment, but I mean, don't get me wrong. When I'm speaking, it's not all in totality or absolute. You know what I mean? I'm saying it's more likely than less likely. So anytime I say something, I'm saying it's more likely than less likely. So I don't want to make it a general statement, but for the most part, the fear that we have is we're not ready. So whether it's having a kid, whether it's getting married, it's a we're not ready thing, not I'm afraid of commitment thing.
Okay.
I think that men like to have someone to depend on or a woman there for them. But I think a lot of times we're just not ready. We might even know we're not a good man for that woman. You know what I mean? But we just not ready. I don't mean we want not. They don't mean we want to leave her alone and let her go.
Right.
But at the same time, we know that we're not ready. So I think it's all about us and readiness, not being afraid to commit. That's two. The third one is, what's the third one? Men are not. You know how a lot of women feel like men like all these young girls and these young women, and you know all these chicks is winning, that's whores and all this other stuff. It's not that. I think that one thing I like about Kevin Samuels, he made a comment and he said that basically saying that younger women come with less drama.
Okay.
And I don't think that we seek out younger women. It's just that we gear to with less drama when it comes to resistance, not drama when it comes to problems. There's two different types of drama. Resistance is drama as well. So I think that we tend to go towards a younger woman because of less resistance, and they might not even be 20 years old. They just might be younger than you are.
Right.
It's just less drama. It's almost like if you go into a thrift store. So when you young, you shopping at Neiman Marcus, right? I'm gonna get all this brand new hot shit. When you older, you shopping at like the thrift store, right? You at Primark, is that what it's called? On consignment, John? Postmark, Primark, whatever the hell Poshmark, whatever the hell they call that. Brand.
Oh, buying the secondhand like designer stuff.
Yeah.
Poshmark.
Whatever the hell. So you at Poshmark, right?
Yeah.
And you got things on the shelf, and that might be used. This might be really, really used. This shit might be like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't want that. So as you get older, you're not shopping at Neiman's no more. You at Poshmark. So now you want to pick something that's kind of a little wear and tear, but less wear and tear than this item.
Gotcha.
So at the end of the day, it's not about, I want a young girl. It's more so about I need less resistance, and sometimes that might come from a younger woman. And I don't even think too young, because I think when they're too young is resistance too. It's almost like that middle between your age. It's almost like with the FOI say Muslims, they be like half your age plus 7.
Oh,
something like that. It's like around that age right there. Whatever that age is, that's less resistance. So I don't think it's about younger women. I just think it's more less resistance. So I think that's the three things I say about men.
I liked all of those things. I think they were very good things to talk about, especially that second point, and it's interesting because I've actually heard that exact point, that it's more so men are, there's the whole getting ready aspect. Yeah. My mother has said that to me so many times. And I think that she repeats it because I want you to understand that. I want you to grasp that. It's not necessarily, how you put it. It's not necessarily that. It's just the whole aspect of having all your ducks in a row, so to speak.
Yeah, all your ducks in a row.
Yeah. So I really appreciated that. That's what's up, y'all.
First of all, I like the fact that he was just ready. He had them shits right.
Okay.
Like, you can tell this nigga had a talk show. Mr. Talk Love and Life, because this nigga was ready off the back. It's like he had bullet points sitting in the head for certain topics and subjects.
It was a PowerPoint.
To shoot them Jones off. Yeah, like he had a whole PowerPoint.
Don't you have a pod coming?
Yeah, I have a podcast coming.
Let's talk about this.
Let's Talk Love and Life, the kickback. I'm actually going to do. It's the kickback, so y'all can come. It's going to be, but I'm gonna do my live show before that though. I was going to have my first episode this month, but my goal was to have the first live show in January to kick the year off.
There you go.
The podcast was going to be November, December. We was going to shoot, but we had some technical difficulties with location. We got location now. We had it then, but the space is just trying to figure out how to configure it the right way because it's not a large space.
Okay, yeah.
It's a kickback, so we're doing it in somebody's crib.
Okay.
It's going to be more of a hanging out vibe.
Yeah, I like that.
So now that we kind of got closer to the live show, it's like, let's just wait. Let's do the live show, because I ain't done the live show in like 2 years.
Yeah, we missed those. Those was a vibe.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out. Yeah, so we're going to do one in January. You know what I mean? So the live show is more energetic. You know? So I like the energy of the live show.
It's more intimate, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Like,
yo, we'll
good
be in the house.
conversations.
Yeah,
have you ever thought about like just using like maybe it's like some bonus content, like recording the live shows and maybe using some of those pointers or some of those shots for the podcast?
Well, it's all going to mix together. That's another way. Another thing, trying to figure out how to put it together, because I never wanted to do a podcast. I kind of wanted my talk show to be the staple and be the thing. But I wanted to travel from city to city. You know, I've been doing it for a while. I did it for 4 years. Then I stopped and I came back. Then all of a sudden the pandemic happened. So I wanted to travel on my vibe where I was going to travel from city to city, because I'm all about bringing people in the room to have conversations. I'm not about giving advice. So, I mean, I could give advice like everybody else to give my opinion. Yeah. But my thing is trying to have different people with different experiences. I have a married couple over here. I have a group of single ladies over here. I have 50 and older over here, and I have 25 and 30 on this side, and everybody be able to feed off each other's energy and have conversation. Yeah. So that's my goal, is to have everybody in the same room, as well as me having that therapeutic perspective with the doctor on the show. So me trying to break it down to a podcast, I wouldn't have none of those elements. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. So I found a way. So I'm gonna try to mix it together.
That's the podcast right there. I'm like,
you just said it.
Well, that's the thing. The thing was trying to put the
The
thing is trying to put try to put it all in a podcast format. And it's like, how do we cut it? How do we edit it? How do we do this? So that I can't do it consistent enough to have enough content as a podcast. I can't bring that many.
Monthly. It might not necessarily be weekly. People forget.
I want to do it monthly. They want me to do it. They want me to do it monthly. The space that we got is like, I want to do it monthly, but monthly, man, that's a lot. That's a lot to bring. Listen, we doing a whole show.
But if it's going to be a live show in a different city, monthly, or if you record it back,
you can pick 12
back
cities.
to back. You can pick 12 cities, record it back to back, and then release them monthly throughout the year.
You know how much that is?
Yep.
I mean, I got sponsorship now. That's another thing I was waiting for.
I'm just saying, we throwing ideas. If somebody can find us, we could have been on the team somewhere. We good A&Rs. I'm just saying.
But I got some sponsors. I got some sponsorship that's going to help me out with doing some stuff. So, but yeah, we're gonna do it live January. You know what I mean? And,
we'll be here.
We'll let y'all know how it was.
It's gonna be a dope. It's gonna be a dope situation. Y'all definitely can come out. We ain't got a date yet, so but it's gonna be a spot called. Right now, we're looking at the spot called Jacobs. It's black owned.
Oh.
Yeah. It used to be North by Northwest back in the day. Okay. See, I'm old, so I might not remember North by Northwest.
you. Wow! Come on, brother.
I like that.
You want to do the next one?
All right. Well. Yeah, I gotta get my phone number first. My bad, y'all. I'm a little slow. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I'm over here jumping on these shits. Well, my bum. I really want to fuck this bag up. I'm just saying. All right. So let's get to the next one. So this should be interesting. So this was a thread. Jesus.
Yeah.
The good old threads that we came across on Instagram. So they said men are sharing things that they wish women knew about them. So you just came up with that. So I want you to hear what some other men potentially said. Just because I'm not talking doesn't mean I'm not enjoying my time with you. Okay. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, we actually really want to be complimented too. A 60-year-old woman complimented me 5 years ago, and it still makes me feel good, which just shows how little we get compliments. Do you feel like men don't get compliments often? I feel like I'm not always complimented, but I feel like I compliment.
We like to get complimented on duties.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Duties. I think so it's all the same thing. Like words of affirmation. We like that. So I don't know if they were saying that or not, but that's the way I look at it. We like to have, even if a guy do the trash out, I mean, that's something standard he might do. Mm-hmm. But if a woman say, damn, thanks for throwing that trash out, that makes us feel good, makes us feel that we appreciate it. So I know we like words of affirmation. So if compliments come with that, then yeah.
Okay. So here's another one. It's hard to get over you after a breakup. We don't really have emotional support systems in place to rely on. And a lot of men have small social circles, So losing someone means a lot to us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Men stay in relationships longer than women when it's over. Like women stay in a relationship, right? Well, let me rephrase that. Men stay in relationships when when it's no good for us.
Okay.
Now, women, it might not be a relationship where she getting abused or mistreated. She might just be over it.
Right.
And she might have been over 6 months before she left. Mm-hmm. But she's preparing in some way. She's getting emotional support in some way. And sometimes when she leaves, she already have another option. And not all the times, but sometimes she does. She kind of prepared herself out.
Yeah.
Men get treated like shit and won't leave. Because we have a hard time of detaching and really don't know. And I don't even know if it's a situation where we don't feel like we're going to find another woman like you or anything. I just think that we have a hard time with that breakup situation. And it could be an emotional thing, or we don't have anybody to lean on and all that. I don't know what's that about. But if you look at podcasts and people talking, it speaks on men trying, you got to let a woman know that you'll leave.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women that treat you a certain way will continue to do it if you don't show that there's any consequence for actions. But normally men don't do that. A man might go cheat on you because you want some bullshit, but he still ain't gonna leave your ass. You know what I mean? He'll wait till you be out. He'll wait till you be out. Yeah. He'll wait till you leave.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Everybody think that that's true.
You do?
Because fortunately enough for me, I've never been in a relationship where I was broken up with.
You always gonna leave.
I always did the don't do that. Don't do me like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, I've always been the person that broke up, and I can say that just thinking back as you were talking, there was always a period of time after the relationship where they tried to get back, like why didn't I'm like, no, it's done. So yeah, that's been my experience.
You leaving, you being out.
Yeah, we outside. So here's another one real quick. When we tell women that we don't know how we feel about something, it's usually untrue. And we genuinely don't understand how we are supposed to feel. I personally wasn't allowed to express emotions growing up, and it turned me into not being able to understand my emotions.
I mean, I hear that. I can't speak to that because I'm not that type of man.
That's case by case.
Yeah, it's case by case. I think it depends on how you was raised. But don't get me wrong, I think that it's not popular for men to feel, but I'm not sure how many don't know how to feel. It's two different things. So I think men feel in silence sometimes. You know what I mean? Like they can feel a certain way, but they may not want to make themselves look weak or anything like that. I don't know how a woman's going to respond or use it against them when it comes to their feelings. But that doesn't necessarily mean they don't know how to feel. But there are men like that. I mean, you see it every day. These young boys out here being crazy. Acting crazy. Men killing women, murder, suicides. A whole bunch of craziness that men be doing out here because they don't know how to feel. But I don't know, I can't speak to that because I ain't that man. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Period. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's
they even not tiptoe around a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So shit.
Why though?
Right. I would just
because with certain women you have to know when to express. Because women deal with so many emotions, and you try to manage their emotions. When they go to work, kids, they have them, all types of things, time of the month, everything. So now when you got your emotions going on, it's almost like you got to hit them at the right time, or they not really want to listen, or it's not going to be a good response if it's not the right time for what they're going through in their situation. Because we the ones that supposed to carry a lot of the burden if you're in a relationship or something like that, because she want to put a lot of emotions on you. You gotta know how to handle those things. So sometimes I'd rather not say anything or trying to figure out when to say something. And then if you feel like it's so far from, so if I feel something today and today's Tuesday, but you're going through something Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so it's like, all right, well, I'll bring it up next week. By the time next week comes, it's like, man, fuck it, like, you know what I mean?
Then
It's
it's gonna be another argument.
Why
you ain't saying that?
I should have been saying something. Now it's like a week that went by, and I'm just trying to figure out the right moment, and the right moment is like,
I'm not gonna lie, because that would be my response.
Yeah.
You should have fucking said something to me when you about. Don't bring that shit up to me all fucking late. You need to be over that shit by now.
Yeah, see, and anyone, that's another, see, anyone should be over it. And it's like, men ain't over until it's resolved.
The word selfish is bouncing around in my head so bad right now.
Yeah, men ain't over until it's resolved. Women act like they passing over it, but you'll bring that shit back up, later on. Men don't want to do that. We feel nutty bringing that up 2 months, 3 months from now.
No, the fuck y'all don't, because y'all do it.
Yeah, but that means it's not resolved.
No, that shit been resolved.
It's been resolved for you. It's been resolved to you.
No, that's not the next level arguments. Because when you bring it up, you saying the same exact shit that we resolved in the last conversation. It's nothing new.
It may not be resolved though.
But you're not using any new points. You don't have no new evidence. So why are you?
Because those points that he using ain't been resolved.
So why? But you don't have any new evidence. Why are you following
She
the
said new evidence
on this argument?
Oh my goodness! Order in the court.
We got no new evidence. We throwing this shit right back out.
We need new proof.
Deny.
I'm great with
Appeal
you.
denied.
You don't believe me? You need more people, huh?
Yeah. So our next thing. So we want to. So how do I put this? So how do you feel about this idea and this whole culture around meeting to marry? What does that look like? Meeting to marry.
What's that?
Going out with people and with the intentions to marry, meeting to marry. Like you're strictly meeting people to scout to marry, to be able to get married. So they're, in essence, they're dating to marry. I guess.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, all right.
I feel like it's a slight difference because I feel like you said, people, when you meet somebody, every person that you meet, you shouldn't be having intentions of possibly being in a relationship with.
Depends on.
So I feel like. But see,
that ain't my style. That's why I'm over here. I'm like, I'm listening to you. I just know that ain't my style.
That may be the parallel difference
that
we're referring to when we're talking about meeting to marry versus dating to marry. Because I can meet a guy out, we can have a good vibe, bust it up, and we could just be really cool, be really good friends.
Yeah.
That don't necessarily mean we date. Or I could meet a guy, we could exchange numbers, figure out that we really not good for each other on that level, and then still end up being cool. But that doesn't mean that when I met him, that my intentions initially had to be to get to know him, just to scout him out, just to have a potential, prospective person to marry.
You want to get married?
No, I don't know.
Okay. You want to get married? Okay. So this conversation is irrelevant to y'all.
Oh, it is?
So, but what makes the conversation relevant is this. Meeting to marry, dating to marry. Okay.
Why is the conversation irrelevant to?
It's irrelevant because you're not dating with intentions.
It's not even that.
Who said that I'm even dating?
In general. I ain't say you're dating today. In general.
No, but I'm just saying, but...
You say when you meet somebody, you might get to know them. That's you not having intentions, right? The intention is, let's get to know you, right? That's the intention.
I tend to get to know somebody.
That's the minimum, right?
But I take it day by day. Like, I'm not just going to be...
There you go. Right. So if you look at meeting and marry or dating and marry, you're looking at, I'm intentionally dating, right? My intentions is marriage, right? I've never been in a relationship with a woman that I was intending on trying to marry, ever in life. I only had 2 girlfriends in my life.
Right, but we're talking about the piece before that. Why do you meet everybody with the intention of possibly being in a relationship with them for the relationship to marriage?
But listen. No, I had 3 girlfriends. I'm lying. Had a girlfriend. So let me say this. Let's say this. The intent, okay, if you're interested in being married, because now there's stages in your life, right? There's 7 days in a week, 365 days in a year. Every day of that year, during that time period, you might not be looking for a relationship. Sometimes you might fall back. Sometimes you might say, I'm chilling. It might be all these things that other things that might come into play. But during the time period that you are, everybody you meet should be intentional. So at that time period, when you're meeting people, if you're interested in marrying, if that person's not suitable, you shouldn't fuck with them no more. You should move on. So I agree with that if your intentions is marriage. People don't date intentionally, that's why they're not married. When you date intentionally, when you're not adding all the hoopla of meeting this person draining you emotionally, and that person doing this and that person doing that, then at the end of the day, you're focused.
Well, I believe in guys playing. Nope. I hear you, and I feel like the average person is like that. But I believe in guys playing.
Amen.
Because if I go out, like I said, I'm chilling with my girlfriends. Like I remember I dated this one guy, and I'm like, he was great when I met him. With no intentions, I wasn't dating anybody. He had no intentions of dating anybody. When we met, we were just generally getting to know each other, and in getting to know each other, we realized we liked each other on that level, and then we began to date. But he could have just very well ended up being a cool ass, like a bro. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm not like, but when I ended up liking him, I'm like, okay. I'm like, if it ended up being like this, of everything, like I don't have no problem with it. But my intentions from the beginning weren't meeting him with the possibility of marrying him.
Did you marry him?
Clearly not.
All right.
I can't stand him. He get on my nerves.
What?
Okay then. It was like, okay then.
I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is actually I think is more likely to happen. To be honest with you, what you said is that at the end of the day, things happen when it's least expected.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're meeting or dating for marriage, the idea is that you're in a mental, emotional, financial, and physical space to accept certain things. So you're clear, hopefully. I mean, that's the intention, right? So you're clear. So in this clear space, I'm going to accept this only in my life because that's what I'm interested in. But now, in the space where it's unexpected, you might fuck that up if you ain't ready. So I'm not intentional. It just happened. Damn, I love this mother effer, but now you're not ready for that. But that's a big risk. But that's a big risk.
But that's a risk. That's part of life.
Without risk, there's no reward.
Yes, there's definitely a risk and part of life, but you should be more likely to be ready when it's time than less likely to be ready. Because when God brings you someone,
I feel like
and
God
you ain't
brings you somebody when you're ready.
No.
I'm screaming.
I think that God brings you somebody your ass better be ready.
In that case, I gotta let this clearly let people know that Chrissy Bitch will never be the fuck married because clearly I do not do it with intention. Oh my goodness. Clearly I wait for shit to fuck to happen. Clearly I wait on God did and to do. And that's just it. And because I'm not intentional, I'll never be ready.
So it's like this. It's like if right, God brings you someone in your life, right? Let's talk about spiritually, right? In anything, when it comes to what God wants for you, your work has to be done on that part too.
Absolutely, somebody when faith without work is dead.
No, but when it comes to dating, the part without getting into a whole lot of other things, intention is that part. So if I'm dating intentional, that means that I'm prepared, I'm ready. When you're not dating intentionally, how can you say that you're ready? How you prepare yourself? I'm just out here dating. I ain't expecting nothing. I ask for nothing. I'm just out here.
As a person, like, what if I'm working on like personal development?
Right. So you're not ready.
Things and growth. No, but I'm just saying. But what if I have reached all of those peaks and I'm at a point where I'm just like, I feel like I got everything I need as a person, but I'm still not out here just dating.
I guarantee. Not saying you are or not at that point, but I guarantee once you get there, you'll be dating intentionally. Because you ain't got time for motherfuckers to waste your time.
Okay, well, good. Again, like I said,
I can't stand her. Yo, she is so annoying. Like,
thank you for the read, Mr. Reed.
Yes, Mr. Reed is reading today, okay? Oh, man.
Really won't be me. I done got a whole lot better luck boat with that boat. I told Anna she moved the next one out of my good girlfriends to get married. Why?
Oh, Lord, here she goes.
That's funny.
Well, I do think Anna is a friend that dates with intention. Clearly, I'm the friend that don't. But you over there whipping your head back and forth, Willow Smith?
I'm a little Willow. Girl, don't be. I don't know, but anyway.
You don't have no feedback. You just gonna let him read me. You don't got no feedback.
Girl, listen, the bookmark is smoking. You listen.
You finished the book, bitch? Okay, you know what? Fuck it.
So while we're here today, let's talk about the importance of platonic relationships, because I feel like people really be out here having it chopped and screwed. All this ownership over your significant other and saying that they can't do certain things. While I do believe in boundaries and you aren't supposed to do certain things. I mean, you're not supposed to be fucking bros and sisters. But, just in general, like, what are some boundaries that you set once you're in a relationship with your once you're in a relationship, so with your friends? So what are some boundaries? Because, I mean, obviously, we ain't gonna be blowing you up at 1 a.m. like, oh, where you at? Da-da-da-da-da. Some people...
Boundaries with friends?
Yeah, once you're in a relationship, but...
Yeah, what are your boundaries that you had with your female friends once you're in a relationship?
Because I feel like some guys act weird when they get in a relationship.
I don't have any boundaries.
Oh, you don't?
The nigga who just read me for real.
My significant other, she'll let me know what she don't like. Okay. And I adjust accordingly. That's it.
So you don't have any boundaries until they're brought to you?
Yeah.
So you don't have any boundaries, but if your significant others
Yeah, certain things that she don't like because everybody don't like something different. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm up all night, right? I'm giving you an example. I'm up till 2, 3 in the morning.
Okay.
Which is, bad. That's probably why I got bags underneath my eyes. But I'm up pretty late. Sometimes 4. So sometimes people I know, male or female, might call me because they know I'm up. Mm-hmm. I might get a call at 1 in the morning or 12:30 in the morning. Somebody might ask me a question, but it's not a normal for my life. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm dealing with somebody, they might already understand I'm up late and they over. If I'm up, and I'm having a conversation in front of them. It ain't like there's something weird, but if they be like, yo, your people need to stop calling you so late, X, Y, and Z, then I might just say, all right, well.
Oh, it's that easy.
When my shorty around, it's kind of late. She don't like me calling you late.
I mean, that goes to say who you are as a person because that says your friends and your family, all of those people respect you because you can easily say that. And people
that too.
Like,
that's another the way to do it. Yep.
Yeah, it's all, like I remember I had somebody, I was dealing with a young lady and one of my friends was over that was a female. Okay. And she was over, and she just stopped by randomly. She was in the neighborhood. Oh, I'm gonna come through, whatever. I gotta go somewhere else, so I'm gonna stop by. There you go. Until I get to the next, until time to go to the next destination.
Right.
So when my shorty called, my friend was there, and her whole thing is I guess it was in her mind, she was there all day. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a pandemic. I'm working from home. Okay. I'm just watching movies. I'm chilling. And now, how does girl get there? What y'all sitting there watching movies and chilling together? No, she just stopped through, whatever. No, I don't like I understand you be having your friends over, but all that one-on-one time with you and one of your homies that's a female, I don't like that. I don't think I had a female come over since then, honestly. On a one-on-one tip. Now, I had my friends stop by. It might be a couple of ladies and the fella. I might have had a fight party, something like that. But for the most part, as far as any of my female friends, unless it's more than one and we all just chilling. But on the one-on-one vibe, I don't think I've had that since then, honestly, because she didn't like it.
Are you still with her?
Yeah, it's still my shorty.
I figured that when you said you because
So, so you can't go to lunch with your friend?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do lunch. I'm gonna do happy. Now anybody tell me
that's one-on-one.
But let me say this. There's certain things I'm not gonna adjust to.
Okay.
Come on, me. Okay, now I'm feeling. Now I'm feeling. Okay, now this is more me coming out. All right, come on, I'm listening.
Yeah. No, there's certain things I'm not gonna adjust. Like I'm still gonna go out and hang out with my friends. We still gonna do one-on-one or a friend because normally, even if it is one-on-one, somebody still might join us. Oh yeah, where y'all at? Oh, we not, like I'm telling one of my friends I'm out, the other person might know. Oh, where you going there? I'm going down here such and such. Or what you doing? Why don't you meet us down there?
Yeah, so it's normally a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's normally a collective.
But I done been out on a date and Kenyatta was there.
Okay.
And it was the worst day ever. And his homies had me turned up at the bar. We was lit, okay? This is when I was in my early 20s. This was a good night. But you never know. I feel you on that one. Especially when you and your friends have the same interests. Y'all might slide a happy hour. You might bump into them.
Yeah, certain things I ain't going to adjust.
Yeah, I feel
now, I'll adjust times. I would adjust times, like if somebody feel like it's too late to do something, I adjust that. The one-to-one intimate time, like stopping over, or I might just let that person know such and such about to come by because we about to do like one of my friends had to come by. I had to take this test for the state, and one of my friends had to help me out because she already took the test and she had the answers. So I told, which car won't be here. She won't be here for a little while. Whatever. We're gonna do this test together. So I'll give the heads up. But yeah, certain things I'm not adjusting because if you start making compromises, you're gonna always be making compromises on certain things. Because I think that in any situation, any friendship, relationship, family, whatever, you give somebody an inch, they take a yard. So you got to be very careful on how you compromise.
Yeah.
Because you start compromising on the simplest. You can compromise on simple things, but once things that you can't uphold, you start compromising. Now it's going to start arguments, and now it's going to start. Now they feel like they want to. No, I'm not giving out yards. I give them an inch here and there, but I ain't giving them yards and miles. So
that's a fact.
Yeah, I know that's right. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
Because I'm not either, so I definitely understand that, and that's a fact. Because I'm like that too. I don't. If my friends are in a relationship or they married, engaged, all that, most of my male friends are married or engaged at this point. They're in relationships. I got a rule. I don't call nobody after 9 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Yeah,
I'll do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time I called one of my female friends like 10:30, and I had to ask them something. Something they had told me that I forgot what it was. It's like, oh snap, yo, what was that? Whatever. And they answered it, but then the next day they was like, yo, I was with my peoples. This and that, you can't call me that day. I'm like, damn, 10:30, but I forgot. I'm always up late. Yeah. So 10:30 ain't nothing to me. Mm-hmm. But it was something to them because they go to bed early and they with their man. So I was like, oh, my bad. And I just never did it again. When they in a relationship, I know not to call them late, but if they not in a relationship, I'm like, yo, it's 11 o'clock. Yo,
I don't know how my significant other is. I just feel like 9 o'clock is a safe time universally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So 9 o'clock is my time.
That's a good standard
that's fair.
to have.
Yeah, because that type of stuff. Yeah, my mom always was, telling me different things growing up, like just respectful of people, because some females might take some things, so something like that. Just be a little careful, though. That's all she was like. Always just kept that in the back of my mind.
Because I'm like, that's happened with exactly what he was referring to. That example, that's happened to me. I've been in a relationship and I had a friend. We lived in 2 different time zones. Yeah. So and he worked overnight. So. Mm-hmm. He'd be up early. He knew I got up early.
Exactly.
So towards the end of his shift was the beginning of mine.
Absolutely.
So we talked very often, like several times a week.
Yeah.
So you go, yo, why is this nigga calling you this? First of all, he's just a friend. Mm-hmm. Second of all, this is the time he's up.
Yeah.
Like, he's traveling. Like he knows I'm the person that's up this time of day. Like this is the time we talk.
Yep, I had that before too. One of my friends live in LA, so she might call different times. But I never had an issue with. I mean, I think one time I was like, man, they calling from LA, like chill, like we ain't about to keep talking. We ain't gonna talk about that. Certainly, and then also, don't ask me to do something that you're not doing.
Yeah.
So if you're not carrying the same way you want me to carry it, then the conversation about that is over.
There you go. There it is.
And it's not like I'm intentionally do it on purpose.
Right.
But when it happens, it ain't gonna be nothing no more. Mm-hmm. Because if you can do that, then why are you talking to? Mm-hmm. Oh no, my friends. No, ain't shit different between what you got going on, what I got going on. I don't care how many times you see that person or don't see that person compared to how many times I see my friend. Right. They still friends, still the opposite sex.
Yep.
But goes for me, goes for you. Now, if you ain't doing that, then that shit is over. We ain't
and no offense, they was here before you.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
Keep up with the support.
We ain't doing that.
I know that's right.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm easy breezy.
So clearly, you're dating with intention to marry.
I always date with intentions to marry.
Yeah. I just want to be clear with everybody's opinion. Of course.
If we're dating, yes. I mean, going out on a date, no. But if we're dating, I mean, there's some consistency, and you're my person, then yeah, it's always going to be an intention. I've been doing that since I was 17.
So you said
18.
Going out on a date, so maybe times...
Like, we hanging out. I'm saying that we hanging out. Yeah, that's one thing. If we hanging out, we going
out on a date is not the same. So what's
going out on a date and dating is 2 different things.
So is that like a one-night stand? Like you met somebody, got to know her on that one date, figure out you didn't like her, and that was that kind of thing?
No. You might have somebody of interest that y'all might hang out every now and then, but it ain't consistent. So if I'm dating someone, say we want to go to the movies on Saturday. If I'm dating someone, that's the person I'm calling. Now, if I'm not dating anyone, I might have 4 different women. I'm like, damn, who am I calling? You see, you want to go to the movies? Oh, no, you want to go? All right, let me call such and such. But if I'm dating you, then it's always going to be intentional. We're just hanging out, going out on dates. It ain't intentional. I might see you this week. I might see you for another 3-4 weeks.
I feel like men got more of a pick when it comes to doing stuff like that, too, than women do. I feel like men, like, just the perfect example you just gave, men can easily call up, right, when you in between relationships or actually dating someone consistently. You call somebody, oh, well, such and such don't want to go, I can call up her. With women, I feel like we always get treated like, oh, y'all only want to call somebody when y'all want to go out to eat, when y'all want to pay for something or whatever like that. Or we don't have that. It has to be, I guess, at a certain level for us to be able to call a man and be able to do that. I guess we have to be dating him in order for us to be able to call him and be able to expect him to do that. Otherwise, like, you can't just, unless it's like our friend or some
how we feel.
Platonic shit, and
we're the minority in that, Chrissy. And I'm gonna say this because of the way the dating pool is now and how people move. I'm only saying that because you got chicks out here who will hit a nigga up like they don't talk all week, and it might not necessarily be her fault. It might be because he got a crazy work schedule, but she might call him and be like, oh, even though she ain't talking, what's up? Like, I want to go to this place, yada yada yada.
But
girls do that all the time.
They consider each other. They consider them talking or dating though. Like you may not have seen him in a week or so or talked to him again, like you said, because of schedules. But to both of those people, like if you ask them, oh, do you talk to him? Do you talk to her? They probably would say, yeah.
You would.
No, I'm just saying in that scenario, they probably would say, yeah, no, now you can't necessarily say me now. Hold on. But the average person, they probably would say yeah. Because I'm thinking about a few women that I know with that scenario, they consider themselves, they talk to that person.
True. But
in that specific scenario that you just...
I think they're a minority. The way people move nowadays, it's like there's no real substance. Sometimes, like, you can't just... I just don't think that you can call a guy. For me personally, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're not having continuous communication with this guy, if it's not something that's continuous and it's a mutual exchange there, you're not always the one hitting, not getting petty with it, but you can see that there's some interest, and you both want to see each other. Okay, then that's something cool. But if it's somebody that you literally just like every once in a while, like chicks, like please. Chicks do that all the time. Like, all right, I've been here his number, and I'm bored. Let me just call him and see. Well, chicks do that all the time.
Well, let me say
and
this.
They might though.
So the idea that men have when it comes to women is that women have a man for every situation. They got a man that they can have sex with if they choose to. They got a man they can take them out. They got a man they can just talk to on the phone. And we feel like women have this category of men. Women have this category of men just in these different boxes, right? So that women have leverage to kind of do what she want with these men. She has all the leverage except for picking a husband, which is interesting. But she has men for all. She has
always the read.
She has all this leverage. Now men are different. We don't have the pick of the crop to do whatever we want to do with, right? We have a select few. But more likely than not, if we're going to give a woman a good experience, she might say yes. It goes back to, she just want a free meal, or she just want to go out, or she just bored. Yeah. Men don't mind that sometimes, because if you're out with us, we always think there's an opportunity. There's always an opportunity.
So men are opportunists.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So there's always opportunity. You say yes. There's always opportunity.
Yeah, you drop the bait, we gonna bite it. Yeah,
we gonna bite it.
Yeah, there you
to our demise sometime.
Yeah.
Because now you mad because you complaining because you done spent money and this and that, and she keep using me, but you
allow it.
Yeah, you allowing it. Yeah. I've allowed it plenty of times.
Yeah.
Listen. I used to have this one shit. I could probably pick more than one. Honestly, you should just call me. I always was single. I never had a girlfriend. So I always get women that randomly call me because they know I'm a vibe. I like to go out. I like to have a good time. Yeah. Oh, let me call Kenya up. And I realize, the fuck I keep spending money going out, hanging out. And it ain't, I mean, like, it's different if it was just us and we was homies compared to, I'm interested in you and you saying you're interested in me. But every time I turn around, I see you, we got to go out on a date. And I'm always paying. And then I don't hear from you again for months or weeks. And I'm not going to keep calling you. But then when you call, it's right back to the same BS. It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
That's what I was just describing.
That's why I said y'all stupid for picking up the phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived.
Too available.
We came full circle. All points were made.
Yeah, too available. Yeah. We make men make ourselves too available. Women make themselves too available for a certain man. But we make ourselves too available to women. Yeah. Because a lot of times we have interests more than one woman. And we ain't putting one above the other. I mean, we might have one above the other. But that's only if we're dating them and it's consistent and I just like her. But if we ain't really dating nobody and we got like 3 women, everybody on the same level. Yeah, everybody on the same level. We want to figure this thing out.
You get a car, you get a car.
We want to figure this thing out. Now, women might...
that same text to 3 bitches. Whoever answered first.
Listen, now women, they might got 3 men, but there's only one they're going to make themselves available to. I like him too, but I don't feel like it today.
Yeah.
But if John called me...
John got the dick.
Yeah, it's up.
John got it.
I was going out with Mike, but you know what, Mike? I can't find a babysitter tonight. You know what? Now I see you out with John when I go out. Oh, shit, she out with this nigga.
Now, see, that's what you got to know your niggas. You got to go somewhere with this nigga that you know that nigga was good.
That, though. I really hate you.
I'm letting my playing cards out. Let me shut that back in this.
You always gotta have your date spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But women don't tell me where to go. I tell women where to go.
Oh.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
Oh, what if it's a real nice place and she just want to show you a good time? Can't nobody surprise you yet?
I mean, she can. I'm the vibe. You ain't the vibe.
Hey!
I'm the vibe. We going out where I say we going.
Oh, the
I remember my homie was like, yeah.
I know you ain't never said no bitch that to her face.
No, I'm the vibe, period. So she wait, listen, I'm planning it. We going at the time I'm saying. First of all, women want you to say, oh yeah, what's the day, what time, where we going? So that's me. Don't tell me where you want to go. I ain't with all that. I don't like that.
Yo, I was
you at home listening.
I was going back and forth.
No, I don't like that.
Okay.
I mean, like, once you start...
go to the fucking house, hey.
Well, now, don't get me wrong. Once there is some consistency and we're dating or we're in a relationship and we got a chance to know each other, you know what I like, I know what you like, then that's different. Okay. But if we're just starting to date...
She can't give you a
suggestion. You ain't gonna be like, oh, let's
go
to steak for 8:30. No, we ain't doing that. No.
But what if she want to do something simple like, all right, let's go to brunch at this little cute, quaint spot that I want to go to?
Yeah, well, I got to know you a vibe, though.
Yo!
And I know the spot want to be chill. Other than that... Now, if I take you to a spot you don't... Say if I take you to a spot or two that you don't like.
Okay.
Now you give me a suggestion. All right, cool. You ain't like them spots. I get it. I go somewhere else.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
Yeah. I'll give you opportunity. But if I'm paying and I'm planning, you ain't gonna tell me where to go. Fuck out of here. Kidding me? I mean, my homie was like the other day, like, oh yeah, Shorty told me she wanted to go to State 48. And then I hear talking to him again. Oh yeah, she wanted to go. Like, why you keep letting this bitch tell you where to go? Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
I know.
Why you keep? I'm thinking I'm talking to one homie. Why you keep letting this?
You are though.
Yeah. Why you keep letting this chick tell you where to go, dog?
Yeah.
But then I understand he ain't really.
He ain't really spend your money.
Yeah. What the fuck? He ain't doing that. But he ain't a vibe though, so I get it.
You know what?
I do think that's
you just gonna be calling the vibes out. How you just gonna cast the vibes in and out of people?
No, he ain't a vibe.
I had an argument with somebody. He told me, I'm like, I don't think the movies is a good first date. I never have. I don't think that you should go to the movies until you know somebody. Like that's probably like date 6 or 5 or something like that. So he told me that I'm ungrateful because he said if he was back in his day, because he was older than I was, I think he was like probably like 60 or something like that. He said back in my day, he said
back. You went out with granddad?
No, we was having a conversation. Oh. I was on a radio show at the time, and it was a part of the conversation. We were talking about first dates, and I was saying that, and he was saying he would look at me as if I was ungrateful if I told him that. He said if I put it this way, if I asked you on a date and I say we going to the movies to see this, and that, yada yada. You should be grateful that I'm asking you to go out on a date, and you should just go along. But I'm like, but
and you should be grateful that I have standards, bitch.
That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't take you to the movies. If I asked you out, I wouldn't take you to the movies. So why should I be able, have to shut up and just take it? No, it don't work like that. I ain't understand that. I don't know. That just brought me back to that.
I feel like that's also a scary day too. You trying to take somebody to movies because you don't know what to say. You don't know how to start a conversation.
You can't. But that's the thing. You really can't have a conversation.
That's what I'm saying. That's why somebody who doesn't know how to start a conversation would take somebody to the movies.
That's ass.
Well, if I ever I stopped doing movie dates
a long
time ago. But what I will say, if it's like a best man holiday. Or like Avatar that's coming out now, or Wakanda.
Did you go see that?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
If it's one of them jaws where it's like we were just talking about it, we just had to have a conversation. We was like, we wanted to see it. Yeah. Then we go to we gonna go do the 4D.
I'm excited.
We gonna have a good time. Like it's gonna be a vibe.
I don't mind going multiple times if I'm in we're in a relationship. That's some quick shit we can do just to spend time together.
Yeah.
Like you said, to go see a good movie that's coming out that everybody's expecting. Like outside of that, outside of that, it's childish. No.
Absolutely. I feel you now. I can't.
No.
But you got any last comments on that?
No.
Or anything that we discussed today. That's why we didn't want to hold you too long or go in too deep with you. We know this your first time officially at the table with us.
I was waiting to go deep.
Cool. We didn't want to hurt your feelings the first time you said it.
I ain't done nothing.
It ain't done nothing. Okay, well, all right. Well, the next time we bring you, we be ready for shots to be fired.
Yes.
Okay.
So of course, anytime we bring a guest to join us, that is all we have for today. So again, anytime we have a guest joining us, you are our boss of the week.
Okay.
So we did touch on it a little bit early on about you having a podcast coming, but let people know where they can be able to see you and or your show or anything that you have going on
coming up
next.
Yeah. I'll just say follow me on Let's Talk Love and Life. We'll have some dates coming by the end of the month for the first live show. And the podcast, we don't have a date for that yet. We'll wait for the podcast. The live show, like I said, that's more important right now to get the energy back in the room. If you follow my my IG, you'll get a lot of good conversation topics. If you look at my posts, it's nothing but conversations based off of a lot of the things that I repost or post. So just follow me, and you'll feel the vibe. Like I said, I'm a vibe, so you know.
All right now.
Y'all already not going to get my nerves with this vibe.
Let me stop.
Well, y'all see, we listen, we ain't got no problem with it. I'm just joking and teasing you, but let's just be clear. Being a vibe is a part of our whole mantra. Okay?
Yes.
You got to be a vibe to be a part of this tribe.
Absolutely.
Period. Okay, so we invited one of the right people to come sit down with us. If you were not a vibe, you would not be sitting at this table.
He know.
So I just wanted, I'm here to remind you. Okay, we wanted to send you a little reminder that that's what we was here for. So again, thank you for joining us. We definitely going to have you come and sit at the table with us again, because we definitely got some shit coming up for males specifically.
We're trying to put
together a little panel, and you was one of the first people that came out of our minds. Like, no, you know we gotta get Kiana on this.
Yeah, I'm definitely there.
Yes.
Because you here for the shits. You a vibe and you here and you with the shits. So that's what we need. That's a perfect cultural combination.
Absolutely.
So again, we thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Mr. Let's Talk Love and Life was our guest for today.
Yes.
And our
Thanks
boss of the week this week. Yes, we ended out this year with a bang, baby. We just let the year go by without bringing you on, baby. You know? A little bounce with me, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. So again, thank y'all for joining us for another week. Follow, like us, subscribe, tag a friend, bring another friend to the tribe to be a vibe. And I'm one of your lovely hosts, Miss Lomax, aka Chrissy Bitch.
And it is I, Anna. And together.
Oh, she didn't have a song today.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I kept it simple.
Normally she has a song. And together we are.
To each his own.
Thank y'all. See y'all next week. Bye.
Holla.
Have a good one.